No foil? No problem. Today I'm going to show you 3 ways to roast garlic without using aluminum foil. I'll show you the results at the end of the video and I'll let you know which method is my favorite. Simply slice off the top of the garlic bulb. Place that in a pan. Drizzle it with olive oil. Sprinkle it with salt and pepper. Put the top back on it and pop it into a 400° Fahrenheit or 205° Celsius oven for 45 minutes to an hour, or until the cloves are completely soft. The benefit of this method is that it uses absolutely zero special equipment. Just slice and go. However, the cloves do get more brown in the oven or almost blackened. Cut or tear out a square of parchment paper. Slice off the top of your head of garlic and put it in the middle of the parchment paper square. Drizzle it with olive oil and sprinkle it with salt and pepper. Gather up the edges of the parchment paper around the bulb and tie it off with some baker's twine. So there you have your little packet, and then we're just going to tie it up with the baker's twine. Tie it into a knot and then into a bow. Now whack it into a hot oven and bake until tender, about 45 minutes to an hour. The benefit of this method is it encases the entire bulb of garlic, which allows it to steam and helps prevent it from browning too much before it softens. However, it's a little bit tricky for checking for doneness because you have to untie that package you made while it's burning hot, and then you have to tie it back up again if it's not done. Slice the top off of your head of garlic and place it in a baking dish. You know the drill by now. Drizzle it with olive oil, sprinkle it with salt and pepper. Now here's the MacGyver bit. Place an oven-safe ramekin on top of the head of garlic. Now just carefully put the whole thing into the oven. The advantage of this method is it traps the steam like the second method, but it's easier to check for doneness because you just lift the ramekin off to check. It can be a little bit tricky to grab the sides of the ramekin while it's hot, but overall it's easier to check on the roasting process. Also, you don't have to waste parchment paper and baker's twine with this method. Okay, so here's the side-by-side comparison of the 3 methods. As you can see, the first method, some parts of it are even a little bit black, and the head popped off. It's kind of hard to keep that on. Now the second method, let's do the big reveal. Parts of it also got quite black, so really between the first 2 methods, there isn't much difference. And the flavors are actually quite similar as well. And then for the last method, or method number 3, we have our nicely little roasted head of garlic, and there is a lot less blackness. It's just more evenly baked.
Now, I ran this experiment again and I did get different results the second time. For some reason, the ramekin method actually produced darker cloves, and there wasn't a ton of difference between the parchment paper method and the slice and go method. So really, any of these methods would be a great choice, but
For me personally, I prefer method 3. Let me know in a comment which method you're gonna try first. And make sure to watch this video next to learn the best way to cut a grapefruit.